DayZ devs have just finished a live stream where they played update 126 and gave a lot of information about it, and we're going to go through everything that is new coming with this update, and there is quite a lot of new features coming with it. I've taken some notes down while watching the stream, and I'm going to go through these additions and changes that are coming with the update. They're in no particular order because there is just so many, so we're going to go through them. First of all, there is a wipe that is happening on PC and console next week due to some exploits that have been found on the official servers. This wipe is also included with a patch that is going to fix some of these exploits. We don't know any more information than that, but it is happening next week. For 126, there is no specific release date yet for 126 experimental, but 126 experimental will not release at the same time as Frostline. 126 experimental will come out first, and it looks like then when 126 stable releases to everybody, Frostline will be out with 126 stable and not experimental. 126 is going to be the game update supporting Frostline, so it's including a lot of the new survival elements that have been mentioned over the past couple of weeks and months. There was no mention of any new weapons coming with 126, whether they just didn't want to show them off in this update or what, I'm not sure, but they didn't mention any new weapons as of yet. Fishing is one of the big things that is getting changed in 126. It's a lot more detailed now, but also a lot simpler. You are now able to find more fishing hooks around the place. You're able to craft fishing hooks out of sticks. You can still craft improvised fishing rods if you want, or you can find fishing rods like normal spawning around the map. If you dig up worms now, you'll get more worms if you use a shovel than if you use anything else. And the fishing in general has been changed as well, so there is new animations for it and new sound effects and everything as well, and it's pretty cool. There's also a new animation when you're using the field shovel to dig up worms, which is nice. The temperature of items is now being added with 126 as well, so if you find any food, if you say catch a fish in the ocean, if you kill an animal, they're all going to have different temperatures. So the ones they showed off was when they caught a fish, it was obviously cold because it was in the ocean, but when they killed a hare and a fox, they were warm because obviously an alive animal is going to be more warm. Same with food as well, so if you're cooking meat and you instantly take the meat out of the fire and start eating it, it will damage your health, so you need to leave it cool down to a warm state before you can eat it. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this type of content. It really does help out. The new heat comfort system is also in with this update, so there's extra plus signs where you usually have your heat buff. They've changed the way clothing is, so you'll have more kind of warm temperature clothing on Livonia. You'll have a little bit colder temperature clothing on Chernobyl, and then on Sakal it'll be even colder clothing again because it's obviously a winter map. They've done tweaks to the fog, so if you're on the coast of Chernobyl, for example, and it's morning time on that server, there will be more fog around the coast than usual, and as the day gradually goes on, the fog will slowly disappear. The new view distance is also coming in with this update, so you'll be able to change your view distance and object distance, and you'll be able to see pretty far, and it actually does look quite nice with the new fog features added in as well. This won't be an issue though, so if you do have like your new view distance and all that turned up to extreme, it won't show off players, it'll just kind of show off the landscape, so it's not like you're not going to be at a disadvantage if you can't have those settings turned up to the max. Most of the Frostline changes themselves, so like the survival elements of the game will be in the base game of DayZ, so you will be able to experience them on Chernobyl and Livonia, so you don't have to buy Frostline just to experience all these in-game changes. Frostline will obviously have the map, all the new building assets for that, all the new clothing and whatever else comes with that map, but the base game mechanics will be available on all maps. The foxes and hares are also being added in with 126 experimental. They did show them off while playing, and they did actually kill a hare and kill a fox, and they do work perfectly, and you will be able to obviously cut them up and eat them for food if you want. They have also reworked fishing traps and snares. Obviously with the new animals that have come in, they have had to rework them, but they are still static fish traps and snares, so like an animal isn't going to walk into a trap and get caught that way. It'll still be kind of the static way that it is, but they've just changed it up a bit. Again, going back to the temperature, like I mentioned before, animals will have a temperature, so if you kill a hare or a fox or a deer or something like that, it will have a warm status on it because it's just being killed. But this will be good as well to tell if you like see an animal in a field that's dead, you'll be able to go up to it and actually look in its inventory and you'll be able to see the heat source of that animal. So if that animal's warm and you didn't kill it, you know somebody has just killed that animal recently, but if it's cold, you know it's been there for quite a while. Camera movement has been tweaked, especially in third person. So when you're doing a continuous action like bandaging yourself or drinking from a well, before you were able to kind of look around nearly in a 360 while like drinking at a well or something, and now this has been limited so you can't look around all the way, so it just kind of adds that immersion a bit more. They have also changed inventory slots and sizes and items in general. So the inventory slots of some clothing is smaller, but some items are now smaller as well. So this basically does mean that you will be carrying less on your character and not more, as they just kind of see it. You don't need to be carrying so much stuff, and they kind of want to make it a bit more difficult and actually have to make you choose what you want to take in certain situations, which I kind of like. It does go in with the theme of a survival update. New clothing is coming with Chernarus, Livonia and Sakal. Some of this clothing will be on Chernarus and Livonia, and then some of it will be exclusive to Sakal. One of the things they did show off was the new Shemag, which I did cover in yesterday's video if you saw that. And that comes in different color variants. That's the only thing they showed off, but they did say there was more clothing coming. Firewood can now be stacked, so you can stack up to 3 firewood at one time, so it makes it easier to carry around and manage. They went on to say that players will be able to travel between all of the 3 different maps on the official hive, and because of this they've changed the economy to make sure it's not overpowered. Then they went on to fight some wolves, and this was interesting as they were trying not to shoot the wolves in the head but shot them in the body, and then when they cut up the wolf you were actually able to get a wearable wolf head that you were able to wear on your character. And if you don't headshot a wolf and you shoot the wolf in the body and it dies, you will be able to wear this new wolf head. But if you shoot the wolf in the head, you won't be able to wear it, as it will obviously be ruined. There is a number of winter themed cosmetics coming to Sakal. So this was in relation to a question, is a winter ghillie suit, like a snow ghillie suit, coming to Sakal? They didn't confirm or deny, they just said winter themed cosmetics are coming to Sakal, so take that for what you want. Predators have been changed, so the bears and the wolves in the game have been changed, and they've tweaked the meat when you kill a bear or a wolf. This meat will now be infected. Even after cooking it, the meat will still be infected, and there is a chance that you will get sick from eating bear meat or wolf meat. They've done this to kind of balance the amount of food you can have, as they were saying if you were a geared character and a bear or wolf comes towards you, it's just basically a free delivery system of food, and they want to make it a bit more difficult. They've also tweaked the cold sickness and a few more sicknesses. They've balanced them and tweaked them, and they've added a 3rd stage to cold, which will basically be pneumonia. So if you're not taking care of your sickness and you just ignore it, you will get worse and worse over time. They've also reworked the pills as well that you use to cure these sicknesses. And lastly, the server browser itself has gotten updated again. This makes finding servers in general much more easier. They have added a map column now as well, because obviously we're going to be having 3 maps here now soon, so they've added a map column to make it easier for you. And they've added a description box. So when you click on a server in the official server browser, there will be a description box where you'll be able to see all the information for that server, so you don't have to have it in the title of the server itself. Just makes it a lot cleaner looking. And that is pretty much all of the information they have shared so far on update 126. A lot of stuff has been tweaked and changed. There's probably going to be a lot more that they didn't actually show off. Again, they didn't show off any weapons as of yet, so we don't know if any new weapons are coming at the moment. But 126 is definitely going to be the biggest update of the year by far, and it's looking pretty cool so far. And honestly, it's nice that we're getting a survival update. It's going to completely, I think, kind of change the way the game is played, and it's nice. It's going to be a big refresh on how the game is played, and hopefully then when 126 hits stable, Frostline should be out or pretty close to being released. So yeah, that is it so far for all the information that we have. Leave me know your thoughts on this information down in the description down below. I'd love to hear them as per usual. And until then, I shall catch you guys in the next one. So, peace out for now.